This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hello everyone. Very good morning to all. In last session, we discussed about getting data from the endpoint URL by using Axios. Now, I want to discuss about that is actually get request, right? Yes, we seen get request using Axios. Now, I have to discuss about post request. So how can we post the data to server? Post request using Axios. Definitely, if you want to post data, we need a form, or else we have to create a form. In the form, user will enter the data. So after entering the data, once he is submitted, we have to post data to server. Right, the data should go to server. And whatever the data you entered in the form, how we can collect in React. I think you have an idea in JavaScript maybe. For example, if you have input type equal to text and name is equal to ID equal to uname or something. If this is the case in JavaScript, how can we get the value of the text box in JavaScript? Document dot get element by ID. So here we can pass uname dot value. This is what we did in JavaScript. The same can I implement in React? No, you cannot implement in the React. But one thing I'm telling you, straightforward point here for you. Whatever the whatever the values we are entering into the text boxes or whatever it may be you selected, they have to be they have to update or save into the state. So any value you can enter in the text box, whatever the value you can enter in the text box, that value should be saved in the text box. Sorry, that value should be saved in the state. We know where we will take the state in the constructor, right? In the constructor we have some data. In the constructor state object we have some data. The data we will bind to the form. Let me talk about a form creation. So here there are many ways are there for handling the forms. Let me talk about all the ways. I mean, just minimum 3 ways are there. Which one is best you can decide and you can use it. I will always use one way, but I will tell you 3 ways to you how to handle the form, right, by using React. Let us go there. I'm creating one small file. What is the file? Form1.js. Okay, form2, form3. Like this, I will create the same. Just I don't want to create complex form. Just I will show you how to create just 2 or 3 fields the form. But try to practice how can we manage the 3 fields. Then we can add more fields into the form. First, let me talk about this form1.js. In this, I'm creating this as a class component RC. Yeah, let us have it the default export. As of now, I think you know how to create a form, right? The same form we will create here. And let me go to my app and let me import my component. Form 1 is the component. It is imported. Users list 1 I'm removing right now. It's not required for me. Form 1 is imported. Now you can go. Did you written anything inside of it? Nothing. We didn't write anything. Let me do quickly. I'm going to take a form. What shall I take here? Form 1. Okay. Here I'm taking a div open div close class equal to form group. Let me take some form quickly. Here I'm taking a label for username. Just 2 fields only. Try to practice these 2 fields and we can copy paste the code for remaining fields also. Input type text. And that's all. I'm not taking any ID. Remember, I'm not taking any ID. I'm not taking any name attribute for the input. This is just, you can check this. This is one way of handling. There are a lot of ways I told you na. So maybe we have a question, sir, without ID or name, how can we access the value? That is the state. Whatever the value you are entering in the text box, that we can push into the state. Let me show you how can we do the same. Now, okay, Can we go and check this? And what is the output we are going to get? Form control, CONTROL form control. Now you can just refresh the page, localhost colon 3000. If we can refresh, oh, sorry, our server is not running, right? Windows R CMD, D colon, CD space, projects, CD space, React, npm start. Okay. Let it be start. So meanwhile, let me add one more field for the form. Where is the form? Open, close. Sorry, here is the detail. Right. I'm going to take one more form group. This is for email. Just I'm changing the label only. But both the text boxes are having same fields. Can you see? There is no name, there is no ID, but how we can manage the data. And once you submit the form, we have to collect the data. How we can do this, that we will see. Right. So two fields created. Let me do one thing quickly. Let me go to CSS. We have styles.css now. Container is there. Let me take some class for form group. Meanwhile, we can add a little bit CSS form group. So we can take some padding, 10 pixels, top, bottom, left, right, 0 pixels for the form group. Form control, form CONTROL, form control. For this, HEHT height, 36 pixels, BORDR border, radius, 5 pixel, border, 2 pixel solid hash 333 color. Okay. I think width 100%. Just I'm adding the following styles to this. Is my server is running or not? Oh, still it is very slow. Right, nothing. I'm just adding some design. Okay, how this is going to be works here. Meanwhile, let me take, this is the form we created, right? You can check the form one. I think this is the basic form, but we know one thing, right? Every form field should be inside the form tag now. Without form tag, how can we work on it? There should be form tag open and there should be form tag close. We know that every form when we are working with, and the form should be wrapped, all the form fields should be wrapped with the form tag. If there is no form tag, how can we process the form? Not possible, right? Yes. So now what I am going to take here, try to see constructor I'm defining or const. Generally, you can check your form here. There are two fields in the form. What is the two fields? One is for accepting username, one is for accepting email. So whatever the data you are entering in the text boxes, the data should be saved into state object. Do you have anything in the state object right now? We don't have anything in the state object. So what I'm going to do, check this carefully. Here I'm taking two keys. One is username, initially it doesn't have any value, and one more is going to be email, and it is also not having any value. This is what you have to take it, email and username. So but here for the text boxes we are not taking anything. For example, if you have one more field, password, you can take one more field called password, as it is the same name. So password. You have mobile, then take one more thing called mobile. Like this, I'm just creating with the two fields now. In the, if you added mobile in the form, take mobile as empty, right? So you didn't enter anything right now. User should enter actually. So this is empty. Whatever the value you entered in the text box, the value should be saved in the username state. That's the main target now. Initially, they don't have any value in the username. What is my target here? Whatever the value I am entering in the text box, that value should be saved in the state. If we can save in the state, wherever we want, we can access now. We can send the data to server also, right? That's the reason we will maintain the data entered in the text boxes and we have to save into the state. Actually, this concept is called controlled components. We are controlling the form data here. Whatever the data you entered in the text boxes, in JavaScript we don't want to control. If we can just submit the data, yes, the data will be posted to server. But here we have to collect the data and we have to post the data. We have to save the data to state object. You are manipulating the data here. There you don't need to manipulate the data, right? Okay, what happened to my server? Still it is it's not like a model actually. We cannot say this is a model. This is the state, our state only, na. Regular state object. We have some variables here. That's all, right? We are saving. See, as of now, yesterday we worked with what is the thing? User list one, na? User list one. Here, you taken something in the state, right? Initially, we don't have anything. Simply, okay, you ask me is like a model. A model is responsible for getting data, inserting data. Okay, we can call this as a model here in the constructor. State object is the model. It can save the data. It can transfer the data wherever you want. Okay, that's good. Okay, we can go with the name. No worries about it. But the word who knows little bit server side knowledge, I think they can understand what is a model, right? Okay, that's okay. No problem. Yeah, view to model or view model to view, whatever it may be. But we don't have that concept. Actually, this is a library. If it is a framework, we can see model view controller, right? Library means we cannot see that architecture here. But okay, I can call this as a model. In the model, we can save the data. In the what model can do? Model can collect the data. Model can say insert the data. Whatever the data you have, it can update. Whatever the data you updated, it will be saved here, right? Oh my God, what happened to my server? Distracted. Oh, now slowly starting. Okay. React is not MVC. React is a library, right? React is a library. Angular is MVC, I believe, because Angular having Angular is a see one difference. React is a library. Angular is a framework. Framework means definitely they will follow MVC architecture guidelines. Library means I think we don't have such a kind of stuff here. Library. jQuery is a library. We don't have that concept there, right? Oh, this is the basic one we created. We didn't do anything. Just state mobile is not there now. Let me remove. If you can add one more form field, then you can take it. Okay, finally, let me add submit button also quickly. So why should I waste the time? Input type submit, class btn, value equal to register. Let me design for this also. Meanwhile, server taking a lot of time to dot btn. So padding 10 pixel, 20 pixel, border radius 5 pixel, border none, background color hash a4 3300. Okay, whatever it may be, some color I given. My God, what happened to my machine today? It is running very slow. Yeah, okay, at least it started. Okay, now finally you can see this is the form we created. Control 0. Sorry, yeah. Yes, actual form. Why we are getting this? Okay, let me go to the form and let us have color white. Okay, you can go to your form field. Actually, for this we don't need any label, right? Yeah, remove the label. Yes, this is your form. Now you can see whatever the data you entered in the form, if you can submit, the form is submitting. Yeah, page is refreshing. Refreshing in the sense the data will be submitted to server. Okay, this is the form we created. Whatever the data we entered in the form, the data should be saved in the server. For example, you want to display some dummy value in the text box. You can do one thing. Name is equal to, I'm manually assigning some value to it. Now you can see I'm taking value equal to this dot state dot username. I think you got the clarity why I'm writing like this. Whatever the value you are entering, or whatever the value you assign here, then what is going to be happen in the text box, we can see that value automatically. Can you see the text box is displaying the ROM? But unfortunately, if I'm pressing back button, if I'm pressing delete button, it is not deleting. Can you see? So it is I'm typing something in the text box, but it is not working anything there. Oh, this is nothing but we have to handle the form. We have to control the value you are entering into the input form field. It's not like JavaScript form handling. So React handling is little bit different. So you know one thing, you can press F12, you have an error also. What is that error? You can check this. I'm just going to see there is going to be an error in the console. And can we go and check this? What is the error you are getting? Yeah, can you see? Can you read if you have time? So what is the error? You provided a value prop to the form field without on change event handler. This will render read only field only. If there is no on change event handler, this will be work like a read only field. Read only means we cannot enter. It can just read the data only. So then what we need to do? We have to add on change. Otherwise read only. So every input form field in the React, if you can add value attribute, definitely there should be on change event handler. Okay, let me go and see. I don't want actually this value here. Let me remove this. If you can remove, now you can check this. We don't have anything, right? But error is there. Error is there because you added value prop now. So for this also I'm adding value. I think the same error you will get again. Two errors you will get. This dot state dot email. Yeah, now you can check this. This is also going to be done, right? Two errors you got now, two warning messages I'm getting here. So two means for the username and the email. So in this point, what I need to do? So for every form field, we have to add on change and see, I told you, right? Whatever the value you have entered in the text box, that should be updated to the state. To do this, every key, every change in the text box that we have to bind. Now you can see this dot. Let me create one function, username handler. Handler is my function. This is not predefined. You can take any name here. Now I'm going to create the function username handler equal to something like this. Okay, right. So we know that this is an event function. For this event function, event object we can pass here as a parameter because this function is binded to an event. So for this event function, event object is available automatically. So we don't want to pass a parameter to it. That is by default available. So here, what I need to do, we have to update the state of the username. Let us see what I'm going to do here. This dot set state. So this text box is for handling username only now. So in this, I'm taking username. Uh, in this username, this is the username initially empty. Now what you need to do, whatever the value you entered in the text box, that value should be saved here now. What is the event? Event means it will point the current element. So event, the event which you are working on, the event dot target is a predefined method, predefined property. Event dot target will give you the current element which we are interacting. I think we seen in the JavaScript. Maybe you can check this one more time. Username, this is the username. Event dot target dot value, this is equivalent to document dot get element by id dot value. So can you see here we written, right? That is equivalent to this get element by id dot value equal to same event dot targeted value, on which element the event is firing, that is called target dot value, the value you entered into the element. Now you can check this. Earlier you have two errors in the console. Now if we can refresh, I think you will get only one error. Can you see? I got only one error, not two this time. Right, now you can check this. Earlier I just typed something, it won't work. Now you can see this is accepting my value. But earlier I typed, I pressed the back button and nothing accepted because you are controlling the form field. Now you can check this. The same for this also, the second field on change is equal to email handler. Now you can go and check this on change equal to this dot email handler, handler. These are not predefined, and you can take any name for the function name. Now you can check this. I'm going to write the email handler event as a parameter. So to this callback function, See, here I passed event. I'm passing E here. You can take any one, but whatever the parameter you pass, that will holds the event. Okay. So this dot, you can check this set state again. In this is set state, pass object as a parameter. This is going to be email and E dot target dot value. This is what you have to do this time. Or event you want to take? Yes, you can take event. Now you can check this. I think both we cannot see any error in the console. Now these two fields are controlled by you. I mean, that's why they call controlled components. Now you can check this. You entered some data, you entered some data. If you can submit, the data should be posted, right? Yes. So how can we handle a submit request to the form? We know that we have an event called on submit. On submit event always should be added to the form only. This dot submit handler. Let me write one function. Once you submitted, what you want to do? Submit handler. If you can submit the form, right, let us go and check this. I'm writing the function submit handler. For this also event as a parameter. Right, now you can check this. Actually, let me click, let me write an alert message, alert hello, I am writing. Okay, now you can check this. I'm clicking the button. If you can click the button, now you can see you got alert now. Yes, we got alert, right? So all the events are event is not predefined. You can take any variable here. See what I taken here. I taken E here, and you taken event. But event is a predefined object. Whatever the parameter you are passing to this function, right? Remember, whatever the parameter you are passing to the function, that may be X, Y, Z. I don't know. Here I taken E. You taken event. In that parameter, predefined object, event object is available. Yes, event is a predefined object that will automatically available to the function. So in JavaScript we seen, do you remember JavaScript on click event dot target event? If you can see the JavaScript, I think you will get the clarity. How, what is an event? How the event object will available to the function automatically. We don't want to pass any parameter to this function. Event object is default in the event function. That parameter you can take either a name of the thing, maybe event or only E or XYZ also we can take. But in that XYZ, event object will be available. So if you want, you can do one thing. You can just go and write console.log of event. You can check this. What is the information? You can go and check this event. Oh, can we see? I'm going to refresh the page and we can see the event information. When you are typing something in the text box, now you can see event object is binded here. This is the event. So this is called target. Where is the target? Event dot target. This is the target. Event dot target will refers the input form control. If I put the mouse on the element, can you see in the left side the input element is highlighted? I mean that will refers to the input element. There is a reason what type of event that is on change. The same information we see in the JavaScript also, right? Okay. Now what I'm going to do, just I'm printing the event object. You can take any variable there of your choice completely. Okay. Now you can check this. Now I'm going to click on it. You are getting alert. But on close alert, the page is refreshing and I don't want to refresh the page on submit the button. So we have event dot prevent default is a predefined method. I think we've seen this in Ajax, I believe, JavaScript Ajax. When I'm discussing, we have form data posting to server. At that point of time, I discussed this. Okay, recollect that if you have videos are there. Okay, okay. Finally, I want to post the data to server here. I submitted. Let me write this dot state. I'm printing the this dot state only. Right, the whole of state object I'm printing. Let me enter some data test and a test at mail.com. If you can submit, can you see? Can you see? The data is ready. This data we have to send to server now. Right? So on submit the button, you are getting something. Okay, the data should be transferred to server. This is what we have to do only. Right? Okay, this is one way of handling. Okay, here is what is the problem here. Why should I go for the second way? If you can say, sir, I have two input fields in the form. Two input fields in the form. So you written two functions here to handle the two input fields. For example, if you have 10 15 form fields, will you write 10 15 functions, sir? For example, if you have 30 form fields, 30 functions, 100 form fields, 100 functions you have right now. If this is the case, okay, let me show you one some other way how we can reduce the number of lines of code. Because of writing this n number of times, I think it is not good idea, right? Okay, we can do like this. If it is our form is very small, we can go like this, it's okay. Otherwise, we will see some other scenario. What is that event.prevent default will do here, right? This is the predefined method in the event object. By default, if you can click the button, the page is refreshing, right? The page is actually, you can remove this. You can remove this 1 minute. Just you can keep the alert here. Okay, just you can keep the alert. Let me do one thing. Okay, you have alert now. Okay, do one thing. You can go there. I'm refreshing the page. You entered some data and you entered some data. If you can submit, the data is, I mean, simply says that the page alert is coming. After closing the alert, the page is refreshing. Refreshing. What is the meaning of Ajax? Without refreshing, without reloading, we have to send the data to server now. But if the page refreshes, how can I send the data to server? So I have to stop the default behavior of the form, that is called refreshing. So what event.prevent default will do, this prevent default prevent method will stop the page refreshness. Now you can check this. I will write the alert message. After closing the alert, you can check this whether that is refreshing or not. Now I'm going to enter some data. Something went wrong. Prevent default event dot prevent default, right? Okay, now you can enter some data here. Now I'm checking this test. I'm entering something. You are getting alert. After closing the alert, is page is refreshing? Page is not refreshing. My data is there still in the form. Later we can clean up. How once the form is submitted, how we can clean up? So we are able to see the data console.log. In this, I'm printing the this dot state. I'm just printing the state object. So here what we need to do, once the submit, post the data to server. You have to post the data to server. Now you can check this. Now I'm going to enter something, test. Now you can submit this. You got alert, post the data to server. After that, I'm able to see the data also in the console. Actually, you have to write Axios request to send the data to server. Okay, this is one way. What is the second way I'm talking about? Sir, I have 30-40 form fields. Then what we can do if we have 30-40 form fields is this is going to be, will you write this 30-40 times? Maybe it may be difficult to us, right? Then what I will do here, check this. The second I'm creating the same, nothing difference. Let me copy the same. Okay, this is all not required. Do one thing, just I'm copying the only form only, right? Okay, let me do one thing. I'm creating the same form2 form2.js is the file, right? RCE class component we can create. The second way, the problem in the first way is if you have 30 form fields, we have to write 30 times 30 functions actually to handle the 30 input fields. Now I don't want to write the function this time. Now you can check this. Okay, submit handler. Okay, on change, I'm removing everything guys here. So let me keep the form basic. I don't want to write all these things. Let me come from scratch. Let me remove on change for this also. Let me remove the value also here. Okay, this is the form. Now you can go to the form2. Now this is form2 now. Okay, go to this app. Here I'm going to import form2. Right, let me show you other way of handling the data. So I don't want form1 right now. So we already seen the form1. Now we can see the same. I think it's better to take one heading, right? So this is going to be form2 handling. So h2 form2. Okay, I'm writing simply like this. Is it coming? Yeah, form2. That is form1 and form2 processing. Now can we see how we are going to work with this form2? Now can we go and check this? So definitely we have to take the state. There is no other way. R const, I'm taking the constructor. You have to take username. Username is empty, and this is going to be email is going to be empty. Same story. For these form fields, you have to add value attribute. Value is equal to this dot state dot username. Definitely. Definitely, ultimately, whatever the data you are entering in the form, that should be saved into the state object. Okay. So, and the same we seen earlier with everything is a method. Now you can check this. This dot state dot email. That's all. Okay, you can see because of value attribute you will get error na. I got two warnings. So you provided value prop, there is no on change, If the field should be mutable, use the default value, otherwise set either on change or read only, something like they are asking the thing in the console. Same error we see in the earlier also. Definitely we have to add on change event handler, right? Let me go and let me write on change. This time, earlier we written some function called username handler or something like this. What is the function you written? Can you recollect this function? So earlier we written some function like this. What does it say? Username handler, username handler equal to event as a parameter, and this is what we written. Now you can check this. So in this, what we did here, this dot set state. In this set state, we went for username event dot target dot value. This is what we did. Right now, what I want to do, in the on change event handler, try to see the difference here. What I'm going to do, we are going to update the state inline. No, we don't want to create a separate function. That's what the second approach here. Now you can see what I want to do here. We have input element, right? We have input type equal to text. Can you see what I will do here? Text here on change equal to, can you see? This is the JSX. In the JSX, I'm passing a callback function with the event as a parameter. This dot set state, we can write inline and like this dot set state. In this set state, I have to pass username colon event dot target dot value. This is what inline binding data. Same, nothing, Andy. What you can do, whatever the logic you written here, from here to here you can copy paste into the on change. That's all. The same, nothing difference is there. Okay, right. So this is way we want to do now. Let me go to my component. This is inline, we will write. Now you can see in the on change, you have to pass a callback function with the event as a parameter. Just I taken, you want to take event full name. Yes, you can take it, no problem. Here, this dot set state. In this set state, object, right? This dot set state. This dot set state. Check this guys carefully. This dot set state. In this, what we need to do, we have to take username event dot target dot value, target dot value. Don't get confused here. Both are same. Whatever you did there, the things are same. Nothing difference is there exactly. Both are same. Okay. You want, you can check this. You can split like this also. Event state object now. In this state object, we went something like this. I think you can see the clarity. We can write like this also. The same story we are implementing here. Nothing difference is there, right? Even if we could nothing, and simply you can copy paste the same code there if you want. That will work, I think, I believe. So the same for this also. This is inline. On change is equal to this is also event as a parameter, right? You can pass event. Now I'm writing this dot set state. In this, we can pass email colon e dot target dot value. That's all, Andy. Now finally form is submitted. We have to, okay, submit handler already there. Okay, let me define the function. This function we have to define, definitely. Submit handler. Once you submit the button, event has a parameter to the callback function, right? In this, we have to first write the prevent default. Prevent default. It will stop the default behavior of the form. So I'm writing alert, post data to the server. Posting data to server. After that, console.log this dot state. Console.log, I'm just going to write this dot state. Okay, now you can check this. If you can submit whether the data is going or not, check this. I'm refreshing. I don't have any error. Test, and I'm entering some mail.com. If you can submit, you can see all posting data to server. After that, the data you entered in the form. This is the second way. So you want, you can do like this also. The third way also there, but the third way is going to be a little different. Let me show you that too also. Form 3. I don't need all these things. Okay, let me go there. This is going to be form 3 dot JS, I mean RCE at the snippet. Now you can go and check this. Right, in this form 3 I'm going to be import. Let me import form 3. Form 2 I'm removing from the app. In the form 3 I'm going to add the same form, nothing difference. Okay, this is going to be, let me add the title form 3 type of handling, submit handler, on change, and I'm removing both. Okay, I'm removing both. This is the basic form we have right now with us. Right, nothing is there. Now if we can refresh the page, we can see form 3 in the front end. Right, so we didn't enter anything in the form 3 as of now. Right, and first and foremost thing, you can go to constructor. This is common or const, and I have to take a username. I'm going to take email. So this is going to be email. Done. Okay, both are empty. As usual, we have to add value prop equal to this dot state dot username. Same we are doing in all the forms. What is finally changing? Only thing, the way of handling the data is changing. Earlier we did same, logic is same. Earlier we did a separate function. Now previously we did uh, on change, and the inline we updated, and this is going to be something. Okay, right. So now you can see this time what I will do. But the third scenario, first time I'm taking name attribute. Name is equal to something, and this is name is equal to something. Remember, for handling all the form fields, we are going to write only one function, not for everything. You, in the first scenario, for handling two fields, you written two functions. If you have 30 fields, you have written 30 functions now. So you written inline, the same logic you written into the every form field. The same logic you written in every form field. Now I want to write only one function. That logic should be binded to each and every form field. One function for all the form fields. That we are doing like this now. But this scenario, name attribute is mandatory. So what is the name of the input field you have to take? What is the name of this state key object, right? Key value. The key same you have to take here also only. So name is equal to username, and name is equal to email. The same names you have to take it. Keep it in mind. Username, the key you given, right? The same key should be here, the email, and the same key should be the value of the name. Then only this process will work properly. Right, now you can see on change event handler, definitely you have to add. Error is there in the console. We didn't add on change event handler to the form. Value prop you assigned without on change event handler. Now you can see on change equal to this dot. Let me create a input handler. Input handler. Input handler is a function. One thing, for the second text box also the same function only. Nothing difference. For this also I have the same function. On change input handler, on change input handler. Earlier you provided different functions for the different fields, different input form fields. Now I'm providing the one function for the both fields. Now you have 10 fields, function is same, nothing changed. So in the input handler, let me show you how can we handle the form. Let us write this input handler event as a parameter. So in this, now I will show you one small thing. Console.log event dot target dot name of the text box, event dot target dot value. What is the value? The value you are entering in the text box. Now I'm just going to refresh the page. In the console you can check this. I'm entering just a. Now you can see what is the text box name, username, and what is the value you entered in the text box. Some value you entered, right? Now you can see the values are coming there, but it won't accept actually, right? You can see username and some values you entered. So what I want to do, let me do one small thing. In the state object, this dot set state. The set state, what I want to do, so event dot target dot value, but in the square bracket event dot target dot name, and this is the logic. That's all. Your logic is completed. Your logic is completed, so we don't want to do anything here. This is great. Now what is the next thing? On submit, we have to collect the data now for all the functions. That's all only. Whatever the value you entered, name is equal text box name is equal to text box value only. So that's why we take in the whatever the keys you have in the state object, the same keys we taken into the form names also. Finally, submit handler equal to event as a parameter. Now you can check this event dot prevent default, prevent prevent default default. So alert. Now you can check this posting data to server console.log this dot state. Can you see whatever the handling it may be? We have a lot. You can write your own logic. I can write my own logic, whatever it may be, right? Ultimately, we have to collect the data. We have to send the data to server. Right now, refresh the page. Now you can enter the data test. I'm entering the data something called test@mail.com, and if you can submit, now posting data to server, and data is came into the thing. So this is called the form handling. I just taken only 2 fields now. You have to take more fields and you have to try to work on it. Special case, I'm telling you, uh, there is some concept called checkboxes, right? The handling multiple checkbox. If we have one checkbox, okay, we don't have any problem. If we have 10, 15 checkboxes, then what you will do? That is going to be very, very careful, and if you have 10, 15 checkboxes, you have to do properly. Okay, that is also very important. If you have 10, 15 checkboxes, you have to do properly. Okay, that is also very important. That I will tell you later, but try to important. The 3 ways approach. This third approach I will use because one function for all the form fields now. And the next thing, we are writing alert message on submit the button, posting data to server. But remember, before posting data to server, we have to validate the form also. How can we validate the form? Validate the after validating the form, then only we can send the data using Axios.